Kia ora guys, welcome to my live reaction to Te Aito 2025. And I believe we have a race start. And it's kind of confusing to know what's happening because there was a lot of confusion even in the junior races around the specific courses that were going to be involved. And maybe there were some changes. Maybe there was some miscommunications between Ocean Paddler TV and Tahiti race courses because I'm seeing two different courses. But at the moment, it's looking like we have a race start. And if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like we probably missed the beach start. They're already outside the pass, and they've turned and heading up towards Mahina in the outside of the reef. That's why it's so rough already, if you're watching. And, yesterday I was looking at the conditions for the intermediate races, and it was interesting because the wind was really blowing, and I kind of predicted that if the wind is like this, is quite high, it's probably going to pick up even further into the race. Then it may favor, some of the potentially lighter paddlers like Tupuria I Huatua, which I believe was sitting in second place just then, towards the head of the pack. But hopefully we can get some closer camera footage and be able to kind of tell who's in the mix already early. But there's definitely a couple of breakaways with a couple of canoe lengths, which is interesting because usually not this early into a race, you still have quite a big pack. But it seems that there's a few key guys that have broken away, and there's actually the peloton, I should say, is actually a little bit further back a little bit further back. This course always throws a bit of a spanner in the mix, I reckon. Like, it's not the OG Aito course. I'm not even going to turn that TV down, so hopefully you're not getting feedback there. I'm also going to open up this live myself to see if it's even working. It's working, and I'm going to get feedback, turn that off. And if you want me to ask any specific questions about the race, then feel free to pop questions into the chat. I don't know exactly who is the main camera service this year. I don't know if it is TNTV who are supplying the cameras and the broadcast, because I have a feeling that them. Oh wait, here we go. Here, I'm looking at something completely different. Sorry. Now the start of the men. So, who started first then? So there was a start that was pre-men's, so I'm guessing that was the Masters. So here we have a race start, the official race start, sorry guys. The official race start of the Premier Men's Te Aito, 5 minutes after the first group. that's not always a cool thing. I think having, a potentially slower group go ahead of the opens, because it's going to confuse us in terms of, uh, you know, where the open men's are if they start having to bob and weave through the pack ahead of them. But if it is a totally different course, then it could be fine. So we'll couple of paddlers that I just noticed at the start there that were close to the camera on that start line. Tupuria from the pacer of OPT. He's pretty strong. Hiti Roa as well, both paddling Timmies. He's pretty strong too. He's had a good year. He's had a win under his belt, and so yeah, no true predictions. Obviously support 5 we want to see our team paddlers do well. Then also we want to see our New Zealand paddlers do really well. We've got quite a few over there, juniors and open. And we've already had one win from Maya Campbell under the belt. Massive congratulations to him. That is massive. Like, I think that's the first that a New Zealand junior has won the Aito, and like you put things into perspective. Kevin, Steve, Rete, Damas, Revi, they all won the junior Aito first before they became Aito champions, or at least top 5 champions. So it's a massive indicator of your performance going forward. It's in my eyes, winning the junior in Tahiti isn't quite the same as winning a junior anywhere else. If you're winning a junior there, you'll also have that ability to mix and mingle with the top open paddlers. For example, Kevin, when he won the junior race in 2012, he backed up the next day and did the opens and came third, or top 4 at least. And so that's just the level of paddling that happens in Tahiti. So for Maya to achieve that, man, it's massive. It's massive. Kiwi will be proud. So shot Maya. It'll be interesting to see who gets it this year. I think these conditions are going to be like challenging. It's not like a smooth run course. Who can keep their boat dry? Who can, stay in the mix in the headwinds and then really profit on the surf, have that energy to profit during the surf leagues. So, yeah. They're looking at the course here now, and to be honest, I was sent a different course to that myself. So maybe we will see soon. Maybe that the open men will go out the pass of Taone and go left, whereas that earlier race they went right. They went right. So we'll find out soon. Who knows with these Te Aito events? They tend to change things pretty quickly, which a lot of paddlers don't really favor. But yeah, coming back to the stream of, whether or not it's TNTV providing, I don't know. But I want to say the quality doesn't appear as amazing as it has in the past. It kind of seems a little bit messy, and if this is the race course, so they're going out, going left, going all the way down past the wall, coming in up Papeete inside, coming past Shalva'a's training ground and up through the reef, back past Taone, past OPT, through Arue, up to Mahina, and then this surfing leg from Mahina to Taone again. They got a loop around that last buoy as well, and then come back into Taone and finish. So, yeah, that's I like this course actually. I do really like this course. You have to have a really good surf leg to begin with to be in a good mix by the time you get to Papeete. But then you also have to be really conserved because it's a very long headwind. And one person that's really good at that, and we've seen it with this race course specifically, is Manutea. He's really good at controlling the speed in that flatwater section heading up to Mahina, and like staying at the front with, staying looking pretty comfortable. The key for him will be not overplaying his hand too early. Like there's no big reason in holding the lead all the way up there if you're fighting for it, just to kind of run out of energy for that last surf leg. So if you can hang back, ride a different, stick behind somebody else, the pack, and let them work, that probably comes in your favor in that last surf leg, which we have seen in the past. I think 1 year Hotu was leading the whole way, and then in the last, I think Steve and Kevin, caught him. It's happened a lot before. So yeah, so far not a lot of live stream itself, if you guys are watching. Obviously, it's not legal for me to share the live myself, but maybe one day I will get granted permission to do so. So just want to figure out how. Oh, here. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on the stream, all 8 of yous. And there's a couple of questions. Oh, there's one question. With this course change, the downwind leg will be longer. The downwind leg, well, the original course that I seen was going up to Motumata and back, right? It depends what course you're comparing it to, but the thing with this course is that you're finishing, so you're starting with the surf leg and you're finishing with the surf leg, and the headwind component is in the middle. Now, the OG, the original Te Aito that I enjoyed, finished with a headwind. That was favorable for me, for someone that wasn't as experienced in the surf, and it enabled me to kind of just show my raw physical strength rather than finesse towards the end of a race. So yeah, you do. I think you do see, those experienced paddlers and the top surfers come out to play in that final run home. The likes of Steve Te Hotata and that. So I go back on what I said earlier. Maybe a strategy is, if you know that you're not as experienced in the surf as someone like Steve, Kevin, then maybe you try and make up all of the lead that you need in the headwind itself. In the headwind, and then when you get to that last leg, you just hold on. You just try and hold on, surf your best as you can, and that, because everyone will have their strengths. Another question has just come in: who's the favorites? That's a good question. I think Kevin coming off a win at the Molokai solo is pretty good. It shows that he's in form. Um, Steve Teotata, the usual, he's very experienced, so much knowledge, and he knows how to peak for this race. Specifically, he lives on these waters, and he knows it, you know, like the back of his hand. He can pull anything out of the bag. Manutia, he stayed at a top level for so long, and he's another one that's hungry to get that win. He's been very close in the past, and no doubt he's been putting in the mahi. Think the other ones to watch out for, I think, and the ones that I wouldn't be surprised seeing win this is any one of the OPT boys, specifically Tuteari Huatua, Toatea, their pacer, Hitiroa, their steersman. Any of these boys, I think their culture and the mental, just the culture that they're in at the moment, the environment that they're in at the moment, with all of their successes in the six man, I think that's going to drive the performances in the V1 naturally. And I think that they will be ready for this. Maybe a couple of other dark horses here and there, like Kioni Solplis from Shalva'a. He should do pretty well. Who else from who else? Sorry, I just had a bit of a mind blank. I went out for a paddle just before this. Only just made it back in time. Didn't quite quit. I thought the race was going to be 22 kilometers, so I try to get 22 kilometers. I managed to only get 21, but close enough. I haven't seen any footage since the beginning of this race, so my live stream is as good as theirs, I guess. We got a lot of Kiwi boys in there, and wishing them all the best. Go hard. Anything in the top 100, top 50 is amazing when you get to Tahiti. The thing with Tahiti is that there's 400, 500 paddlers there that are all, hungry and talented. That top 200, yeah, it's pretty amazing. So, not sure what's happening with the live stream at the minute. Again, like I said, it's kind of seems to be maybe they don't have the same gear or camera gear and live stream equipment that they've had in the past. Maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be the same. Thanks for the tip. Someone said, I think that was a replay of the start of the race, like a previous race maybe. So let's listen to a little bit of what they're saying. They're pretty much like me. There's just nothing. They're just talking because there's no feed to work off at the moment. Let's recall some of the races that have led up to this point. Some of the performances I've already touched on. Kevin winning the solo. I think I believe it was Hitiroa that won Te Aito Manihi, or was it Tupuria. One of the two won the Te Aito or Manihi. So, again, they'll be strong. Yeah, who knows? It might be a dark horse. Someone that hasn't been showing up to a lot of the big races, but has just been quietly training in the background. Maybe a Hiti Tuataira or Hotui Tere Poroi. Well, not much to talk about when there's no live stream, is there? Oops. All right. Oh, at least we got 12. Here we go. We got some footage. And judging by this footage, they did not go left and go down. Oh, sorry. This is earlier recorded footage now. Sorry. I believe that's Eloha. She won the Open Women again, passing plenty of junior boys, I think, ahead of her. And it looked like a fairly smooth run for her race. That looks like Maya, potentially, in this pink-coloured canoe. The winner of the Junior 19 boys. Awesome work. That must be the second place was pretty close, so it wasn't, he had to work for it. But under the wing of Kevin Sidon Jerusalemi, he's been showing some awesome development. And, I'm afraid to see what comes of it when he starts doing a few more races here in New Zealand. But when you're in that zone and your eyes are just fixed on Tahiti racing, that's because that's the pinnacle. Nothing else really matters when you're in that zone. So yeah, he's going to be a force to reckon with. He already is, but I can see him being, being that one that becomes dominant. So, awesome job, Maya. So the conditions were, like always, they're always calmer in the morning, and then they usually pick up at about 11 o'clock. And as you can see in the men's race, they might have a bit of a headwind on their hands at some point. There was a storm rolling through earlier too, so I think that's always a good thing if for our Kiwi paddlers anyway, if they get a little bit of rain and wind, to cool them down a little bit. Okay, so technically we are 20 minutes in to this race, almost. And we're watching pre-recorded footage. It'll be a lot warmer there than here, that's for sure, I can tell you that. Had to dust a bit of ice off the canoe this morning before heading out, but managed to get out and get my paddle in before and just made it back in time for this, because can't miss this, that's for sure. I'm sure a lot of you are, at work today or something and watching from afar. Watching from the office, should be doing work, but you've just got the live stream opened up in the top corner, and when the boss walks by, you just switch back to your Excel spreadsheet, and then let's have some fun. Let's predict who's going to be at the front at the front of this pack, who's a really strong headwind paddler? Sometimes it's not. When it comes to the Te Tour, there's guys that just go out hard and fast, and they may hold that lead for a good 30 minutes or so. But eventually, maybe they tire out a little bit, and some of the more experienced paddlers have been saving energy, and for the later rounds of the race, and they kind of, that person that was leading kind of falls off the wagon a bit. So it may not be it may not be a common name out the front, but there might be someone there or thereabouts. And my guess would be someone like Tupuria Hoatua, Kevin, depending on how eager he is for how hard he wants to start, he could be there. Sorry, I'm talking about I keep getting confused with these courses. So it's actually someone that's going to be in the lead is going to be a good surfer, and I think that will likely be be out of Kevin, Steve, Manu, and then any of the OPT boys. Tupuria Hoatua. Let's say, I have a feeling that it'll be Tupuria will be in the lead at the bottom buoy of the dig. Let's take that. Although he started on the right-hand side of the beach, though, so that's probably not the greatest place to start when you're going straight out of Taonea to that buoy. You're better off being on the left-hand side of the beach. It's actually a shorter run to that buoy, to that marker, and go down. But the other thing is that I was watching, he was on the right-hand side, and there's the meteor boat there. So that meteor boat took off, and maybe he was hoping for a little bit of assistance on the way out there. So you never know. You never know in a race that's this big with so many competitors. Like, anything can happen, Anything can happen. So, so a quarter of the race is going to be finished by the time we actually see anything. Here we go. And like I said, the race course changes again. It is a headwind. So scratch that end of the dig assumption. Like I said, the quality of the camera just doesn't seem amazing. And then the boat that they're using seems like a small boat. So it's not like the big TNTV red stable catamaran looking boat that we usually have. This one's just a smaller one. So maybe they have a bigger camera on a bigger boat somewhere, but this is almost somebody's cell phone recording. But not little bit of a pake happening, and what I mean when I say pake was just the pack, and rather than just picking your own path and just taking all of the grunt of the headwind, you kind of stick your nose in behind someone else or a couple of other paddlers, and then it just, a peloton effect happens, And hey, if you can save some energy doing that, hey, that's the way to go. Even if you're sitting in 4th, 5th, 6th, that's all good. I mean, if you're saving energy, the only thing that matters is that end. If you've got a little bit more energy to push for that wave, and that person that was leading all that time doesn't, hey, you're gonna get it. But it's a battle uphill like this. I I wouldn't be a fan of going outside town and going headwind because I'd rather go up inside because you can stay drier for longer. The difficulty here is staying dry, so you definitely need a foot pump, but then you also need a canoe that favors keeping the water out, and that's your Whai Foi size. That's your Te Huri Taua, the latest Te Huri Taua model. That's probably the Viper as well. It's got a bit of height on its gunnels. The Timi and Are, maybe not as much. Hey, there's not as much volume in that nose either, and I feel like that is kind of part of the reason why a lot of lighter paddlers paddle the Timi anyway. It just kind of falls on that being the case. Let me see if we got any more questions coming through. No, I just want to see if I can open the chat on. Is there a chat group? Chat I can open. Nah, but not try and I might mess things up. Yeah, this course is so. No, sorry. So I think they're doing the course that was sent to me last night, which is you leaving Taone, you're going out the pass, you're taking a right, and you're headwinding all the way up to Mahina. You're actually going past Mahina and around Motumata, and then you're coming back. You're coming back, pretty much. Let me pull that race course up again that I was sent last night. Oh, yep. So headwind up, outside the reef of Mahina, around Motumata, come inside Motumata to Point Venus, and then from Point Venus straight back to Taone Pass again and in. That's actually a very short course, guys. Very short course because it's only 7Ks to Mahina itself. There's probably only 1K, 2Ks on top of that to get up around Motumata and then coming back. And so, 22 kilometers, but I'd love to see somebody's GPS because I would say it could be even shorter. So we could be looking at a race a finish time that is like hour and a half, hour 35. Nah, maybe that's pushing it. Hour 40 maybe. But yeah. Oh well, the one thing to potentially look forward to is the companies that don't do live streams. And that's your Vision and your Total Paddler and hopefully Vohi Video as well. Yeah, I have noticed that none of these guys have done or have been doing live streams, but they have been doing incredible recaps. 15-minute recaps of races. So with really good footage. So hopefully at the end of this, we do get one of those, and we can really see what has happened and transpired during the race, who's taken the lead early and what's happened. That would be really cool to watch. Because at the moment with this current live stream, we're getting nothing. We're getting nothing. We only got the start, and like I said, the only person I could see visibly on the start was Tupuria in his blue to me. Tupuria. I might have just pronounced his name wrong. Sorry, guys, but. Here we go. Hey, bro, pomare. Nah, no stream at the moment, bro. My stream is as good as anyone's at the moment. No paddling whatsoever. Looks like Total Paddler Facebook page in uploading videos. Yeah, they're really good, eh? Total Paddler really good at uploading videos as they go. That's really cool. And yeah, again, I'm just getting nothing here. Will be good to know if they're. I might just shoot over there now, open up Facebook, and check out any of their things so I can comment on those. Good prompt, thank you. Who was that? Darian. Total Paddler. Reels? 10 minutes ago. 20 minutes. Oh, that was 20 minutes from the start of the last race. Okay. 20 minutes since the start. Videoed from OPT, who is, like I said, what did I say? That it's not always going to be a common name leading the pack early on. And so 20 minutes into the race, there's someone there. But look, there we go. We have Manutea Mion sitting in second and Tutiari Huatua third. I don't know who that was in fourth, but we also have the two boys that I talked about before, Tuatea and Hitiroa in their Timmies, both in their Timmies. No sign of... There's Kevin in the top 10. Hey, Manatea Boptu Bong. He's been doing awesome lately, Manatea. Any other notable names there? There's probably a few missing, if I must say, like a few common ones. But based on that video that I just watched then, like I said, an uncommon name leading the pack. How long can he maintain it? We'll see. How experienced is he in the surf? He's strong, no doubt. No sign of Steve. But I think when they turn downwind, I won't be surprised if it's Manutea, Tutiari, and Kevin. Well, those guys, one of those guys will be taking the lead in the surf league. Can't tell who's in the Te Huri Taua sitting in fourth. It looks like Keanu, but it's not his canoe colour. Tuatea fifth. Hitiroa 6. Another Timmy, maybe that's Raihere 7. Another Timmy that I don't know the colours of in 8th. Kevin is 9th, sitting in 9th place, which is an attacking zone. And then just behind him looks like Nari. Oh no, not Nari. Nare. Forgot the last name. And Manatea Boptu sitting in 11th there in his to me. So not bad, not bad. This is like I said, no sign of Steve up there, which is not the end of the world. He can make some pretty strong comebacks. Okay, let's go back there and see if there's any more updates.
Depuis le départ de la course qui clôture cette Aito, on va faire un zoom sur celui qui mène la course à de leader. Voilà, Brice pour notre.
Ah, that's right. Brees is in that the red canoe with the white inner, and he could be a dangerous one too. He's won the Aito before, and he's very strong in the headwind and the flat. So, okay. So I just got word that Steve's not racing. So, which is yeah, fair enough. Yeah, amazing win by Maya. Cheer, Rusty. We should all be there ourselves, but unfortunately couldn't fit it in this year. I don't know how much I can talk about without any actual footage, eh? But promising position for Manutia early in. Like I said, he's always good at those. He's always good at being in a really strong position. We'll really get to see. I know he had a really good surf leg in one of the Mataare races, I believe, in that canoe where he came back from 20th. So the question is, how can he surf really well after that, after this headwind, and put a gap on the rest of the pack enough to claim a victory. Tutiari's another smoky, especially if there's big surf, because he's so light. Both Manutia and Tutiari are so light. They don't take on much water in the headwind. That's an advantage that they have on, say, like Kevin, for example, which Kevin may not take that much water on, but there's a higher likelihood that if you're sitting a bit lower in the water, that when those bigger swells come past you, you're gonna take on a bit of water. But you're not finishing with the headwind, you're finishing with the surf leg. So that's the most important part. How much can you be in striking distance, save your energy for that downwind leg, and then try and leave it all out there? Let's refresh the total paddler stream. Nope, still the same video there. Oh, here we go. The OPT boy is still in the lead now that they've hit Mahina, and it looks like they're actually going up inside the reef, not outside like the map suggests. Nice. Yeah, Keone's got a new canoe. So that's Keone sitting in third, Manutia fourth, Hitiroa, Tutiari, Kevin, Manatea Boptu Bon. That's what I'm like happy about, to see Manatea there. Brice. That looks like Keone's colours, but it's not. That's a Whai. It might be Yorama. And then who else is coming? Hey, that might be a Kiahi boy or a Make, sorry, from OPT. Yeah, here comes all the OPT boys. That's Keith. It's a bit like it's an interesting. This is an interesting one. Who's going to be the master of the surf? That's the big question. Who is going to be the master of the surf? That is the big question. And like I said, this race isn't long. Like, this is the longest part of the race, is getting to this point. Well, they still got to get to Motumata, which is another kilometer, if that. And then they turn out and they come down and they surf down the reef. Big surf out there. Is there somewhere other than Total Paddler Facebook page that they have more videos, or is it just that? Because they have obviously found the footage from somewhere as well. Someone sent them a video from Mahina. It's not the live. They're obviously replaying this. But yeah. So that's a paddler from OPT. Virirua was the name, I think. But yeah. So let's watch this. It's just on replay by the looks. Virirua. Yeah, so I didn't even know who the guy sitting in second was, but that was definitely Tupuria in fourth and Keone in fifth, Manutia sixth, Kevin's there or thereabouts, Brees is there or thereabouts. They'll actually be really happy with this little flat section that they're hitting right now around Mahina. Like, just gives them a little bit of time to like reset, relax, have a gels and that, and get out of that chaos of that headwind, which is just like, yuck. Keith, he's come a long way. Paddled with him in Kalahui Kai. The downwind is gonna be amazing. I'm hungry but I'm just delaying eating because I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to eat on with the mic present. Hey, Kiahi! Go Kiahi! Ooh, okay. Let's look back on previous races. Best surfers with no Steve. The best Dowman surfers, by judging by the most wins when there's wind present, would be the likes of Tutauri Hoatua, Kevin. I don't know how well the Tamis match up with those canoes, and I will say Manutia will have a good chance too of winning this surf league. But I'd love to see some like real aggressive surfing. You know, Steve Tehotata type surfing, like go get it surfing, rather than just like, you know, controls, whatever. I'd love to just see someone just going for it and just put a lead on someone, you know, just be confident in what they have. Obviously, you don't want to go too early though, because you can easily go and you think you've got it in the bag, and then you just start to hit a bit of fatigue, and then here comes someone that was conserving and surfs right past you. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my main feed on Facebook to see if I can see any others. I can see a interview with Maya. Yeah, the Tahitian. You're Tahitian now, bro. Tahitian Maori. Got another interview with Kai Tawhiti. Yeah, boy. Nah, not a lot. Not a lot to. Can't really find much. I'll just stick to the Total Paddler Facebook. Does Va'a Vision, do they do anything? Bring back Vohi. Bring back Vohi. Just got another Are Va'a advertisement for the 6th time. My poor laptop is working overtime for this. I definitely don't have the proper gear for this, but seems to be working fine. I actually figured out how to actually have the live stream on here at the same time as well, but that would be illegal, and they'd probably come after me. So this is the best I can do. A live reaction. And at this point, it's a live reaction, not to a feed, but to a Facebook Facebook posts and updates. So anything is better than nothing, I guess. I was hoping that it was going to be a constant feed that, even if you were watching it back one day, you could pair them together and watch my commentary alongside the racing. But it looks like if you're doing that, you're just pairing it alongside another couple of guys talking and no real footage. So, awahi kore. Yeah. Maybe I should just have a bit of a break and come back when there's a little bit more happening. You'd like to think that even if they got the feed during an ad, they wouldn't cut the ad short, right? To go back to the feed. So let's hopefully by the time this ad finishes, hey, I'm even featuring in the ad on the Te Aito Tahiti photo, which is cool. But that's me with the mullet under the hat. But yeah, let's give this one more chance for something to show up. Just a few loyal 15 of you still watching, still hanging in there. Any questions you might have, chuck them in the chat on the side there, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, I'm just listening to them, what they have to say, because obviously they'll be getting more better updates. Who do I think is going to be the top 5? Top 5 is going to be in no particular order. It'll be Manutia, Tutiarii, Tuatia, Kevin, and I'll say Hitiroa. Yeah, top 5. Ooh. Smokey. Yeah. Nah, I'll say that. So he's saying nobody goes to Tahiti and wins, but Maya does. Maya Campbell does. And, he's been training hard. He's been training with the best. And he made it happen. And, it's motivation for all of us that it's possible. It's possible to beat the Tahitians. You can do it. Put your mind to it. You train, you prepare well. You get over there and expose yourself. He's been there a couple of years now. And he did it. He did it. I wish I actually, when I first went over, I wasn't young enough for the juniors. It would have been awesome to get over there pre, opens and start a bit younger. But I got there, it was my first year opens off the bat, 2013. So this is awesome signs for Maya, because that first trip for me was my first journey in my competitive paddling career. And but for Maya, he's got so much time ahead of him. He's so much time to get even better. And maybe he will take it to that next step and actually be potentially one of the first Kiwis to win the Aito. That'd be mean. He could do that within a year if he keeps going. Just looking here at the finish of Maya, he's looking strong, comfortable, look like push, then the reach, push, reach. He's got the good feeling. And his skill will continue to grow with the likes of Kevin around him. He learns how to surf better. Epic. So I imagine by now, judging on when and what time that race was, that they'll be almost in that. They'll be on the downwind piece by now. We're pretty close to it. They'll be downwinding, and a downwind 7K downwinder, or let's say 8Ks, traveling at like 13, averaging between 13 and 16 kilometers an hour. That's like a 35-minute downwind. It's go time. It's almost like the one good thing is that you actually don't need much water. When you're hitting that 28K distance, yes, you probably, here they are. They're on the downwind. Let's go, baby. Let's go. It is time. It's downwind time. And it's all go. This is where you have to start making your break. Because, just think about it. Can you push for 35 minutes? 45 minutes? If you've paced yourself pretty well and you've timed your push for now, you could probably go now and it would pay off. And yeah, and in some ways you want to make the most of every bump too. So it's not like you're going to relax for the sake of saving energy. You're going to take that wave, you're going to take those opportunities when they present themselves. So it's go time in my eyes. Obviously, you have to be calm and collective and not just overwork to the point where you're just, falling off waves and it's not efficient. But it's time to go. And let's see who is going to be the first in the surf, because things change like that. As soon as you go down one, boom, one wave. The order has changed. And I wouldn't be surprised if Manuti's maintained that lead or taken that lead. Tutiari still there in the mix, and Kevin is starting to catch those ground swells as well. 5.4 SI is good for this water. Good volume for that water, that's for sure. It's not a plug, it's just a fact. Okay. It seems that a red canoe. So you know how I guesstimated that it would be Tuatea. Did I say Tuatea be at the front of the surf leg of the other course? Well, currently Tuatea is leading. So I like to think my prediction was pretty close because this is the first downwind section of this race, and he seems to be in the lead. But we also got this other paddler in a Timmy that I've never seen the colors of before, and I don't know who it is. And I can't. Oh, it's Hotui Tere Poroi. He's got a new color scheme. So Hotui Tere Poroi and Tuatea are leading the race at this point in time. Woohoo! I don't know where the likes of Manutea and Tutiari went at this point, but we should see soon, very soon. Yep, there's Tutiari just behind and Manutea, so sitting in 4th and 5th respectively. Kioni's just behind them. Virirua, who was leading the headwind, is starting to fall away. He's sitting in 6th at the moment, but still there. Still doing awesome. Let's see how comfortable others are looking at this moment. Wouldn't be surprised to see someone wide. Kevin likes to work wide, whereas these guys are actually quite close into the reef here. Not too close, but close enough. There's Kevin. And on the inside of Kevin, Kevin's pretty far in too, actually. But he's a bit of a way off those front pack. Again, like I said, hit a smoky, someone like Hotui Tere Poroi, who hasn't been at all of the race, super. He's been a little bit low key. Can it be his year? Or can Manutea change that? Does Kevin have the energy to close that gap? Because I don't think the surf is actually that big. Because this usually is where the surf is the biggest, east of Mahina. This is where it's usually really big. So I can't see it getting that much bigger throughout the rest of this race. And that might favor some paddlers if it's not super duper technical, and paddlers aren't stopping to surf and ride that wave. Then it may mean that someone that just has the physical preparation under their belt, that may pay off for them more so. So, who had a good week? Who felt healthy? Who rested well? Who didn't get sick this week? I did. Thank God I'm not doing the Aito, as you can hear in the voice. But yeah, Hotu looked pretty comfortable at the front there. Hotu looked very comfortable. Manutea looked hungry behind him though, chasing him down. Tuatea looked comfortable. Oh, it's going to be exciting. Can we go back to the leaders again? Please, please feed. That storm with the rain cloud be great for our New Zealand paddlers. Cool them down, maybe even a little bit of rain if they're lucky. But yeah, it's a working race at the moment. The surf, there's surf, but it's you have to work for it. Well, I wouldn't say you have to work for it, but it's a constant paddling surf. So not sit and ride and patience surf. Still technical for sure. Still technical. Anyone watching at the moment? What's your predictions? Who do you think's got this? Do you think someone's got it in the bag? It's quite funny. There's been quite a few canoe color changes, which has thrown my judgment off a little bit. But once you see the boat itself is cutting across the paddlers and going inside, which is weird. But this is, like I said, there's only 30 minutes left in the race, which will mean that they've been racing for an hour now, hour 2 minutes. It's going to be an hour 30, hour 35 race. These boats in the background, like, that's not always a good thing when those boats choose to go back to the front again. They might pull a few paddlers along with them. But the other thing to take into account with boat wake is that actually it throws you off as well. Like, sometimes the best surf is, the ground swell is the one that's going to get you there, and the boat wake gets in the way and distracts you from that, and it can throw you off hard. So cleaner water is better most of the time, but you don't want a consistent bump or be directly behind a boat and get brought up to someone, But here we are, we're getting back to the lead at the moment, and it's looking like Hotui Tere Poroi is maintaining that lead. Oh, no. We have is that that looks like Manutia. I have a feeling that is Manutia in the lead. No, that's Tuatia. Tuatia has taken the lead by the looks. And again, touching on Tuatia, like I said, he won the Te Aito Manehi. And so he has the physical capacity to do this, to push, make that gap, and break his competition. Will he do it? A quick story here about Tuatia. When I first traveled to Tahiti, he was a junior, and the first place I trained at was a club called Heiva Va'a in Papaete. And he was a paddler of that club with Manuiva and Keahi, and they were only juniors. They were tiny, young. But way back then, he was training every day, and they were doing Fati dig every day. And I was like, man, he's young, and he's doing that every day. Fati dig. Sometimes morning and afternoon too. Fati dig. And, he would have been like, at the time, he would have been like 12, 13. This little kid, and he had his GPS watch on his canoe at the front. I'm like, man, this kid's sure to be a champion one day. And here he is leading the Te Aito 2025 with a bit of a gap that he's easily quickly put on the likes of Hotui today. Doesn't seem to be slowing. Can he do it? He's done it before this year, and he's the pacer of OPT too, so he has the fitness. Pacers have a different level of fitness. I tell you, like, you go through the dark depths to maintain the pace for your team, So he's got 2 Hawaii Kinui wins under his belt, but he doesn't have an Aito yet. Can he tick off another one of his list? I did say, I might be getting ahead of myself, but somebody asked me yesterday, I said, don't count out any of these OPT boys. Their preparation, not just the last couple of years, especially the last couple of years, but these paddlers have been paddling a long time too. It's not an overnight. May seem like an overnight success for some, but that moment when I seen him training, that was 12 years ago now. So, what's the key to becoming a champion? Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. But I'm just having a look at who this is in second place, and it's looking like Raihere from Shelva'a, which will be an amazing performance from him. I'm sure he'll be stoked with a second place in the Te Aito. It's probably been a little while since he's cracked the top there. Can anyone else tell me about if there's any differences that you've seen, like compared to what I'm saying on here? Because I'm pretty sure that's the lead paddler. Is there anyone? Don't think there's anyone ahead of him. I'll be so stoked for Tupuria to win this, because I know my my Tahitian family, Dusay family, will be happy to see him win too. Yeah, Manuiva will be happy to see one of his bros take out the Te Aito. The wind is just coming to pick up now too. That storm's hitting them. Is that so? Currently, guys, sorry, I was speaking to the mic. Currently, we have Tupuria first place, Raihere second, and Hotui Tere Poroi in third. Contrary to what I was saying is good in the big surf, 3 Timi Va'a. But again, like I said, these conditions aren't massive. These aren't super duper technical riding, stop and ride waves that suit big volume canoes. These are working. This is like, who's got the physical capacity in this race? And I'm not surprised that someone from OPT has that physical capacity. Just based on their performances. They won the Tahiti Nui last weekend convincingly. Both teams, their A and their B team, were on fire. And so, what's the time? 12:15 New Zealand time. So they've been racing for an hour 10. Can't be too much longer. This is going to be the fast. No, I will say that there was one year that the course was pretty fast, and I think that was the year that Kevin and Steve had that sprint off, maybe. But I won't be shy in saying that this potentially is the shortest Aito course ever, and the quickest time ever. Maybe that's a good thing for it to be a little bit more international friendly, you know. And then if you really want that extra push, then you just come back for the Super Aito, and hopefully that race is a lot harder. More ads, guys, more ads. But when we come back, we might be in some exciting battles when we get back to the live. So hang in there, team, hang in there. Can't be far away, and we'll be getting some. We'll be getting close. If you are watching and you haven't purchased a raffle ticket to win 6 paddles for your team, or six t-shirts, Train Like a King shirts, then head to trainlikeaking.com and purchase a raffle ticket. Support the New Zealand men's team heading to Brazil in August, and your chances are very, very high, especially when you compare that to Lotto. So get in there, get yourself a ticket, and be in to win. You have to be in to win. I wonder if any juniors did the open run race. That'd be interesting. Because the distances are enough to do both. Like, you could do both. Obviously, you wouldn't be super duper successful in the second race after racing your first one, but it's possible. What, the 22-kilometer race, and I don't know, was it 10 kilometers or so for the juniors? What course change? Let's see some feed, some footage, please. They keep showing the wrong course. I don't. They should just scratch showing this course, because it's obviously they haven't done this at all. So no point showing it. This was like last year's, or the last year's course. And who Revi Tong Singh, I believe, was the winner of the title last year, or was it Kyle Tarofo? I can't remember now, 100%. Let's go back to Total Paddler to see any videos they had. Nope, they've got nothing. just messaging one of the bros who also isn't happy with the live feed. But the last time the feed showed, it had Tuatia, Raihere, I believe, and Hotu i Te Rei Poroi. So those conditions were favouring that to me at that point in time. Let's go. Tombo Duroa. Tombo Duroa Pomo. You got to give it up to these guys. You know, maintaining conversation for so long throughout this. I guess it's a bit easier when there's two of you, not just one. I might go on the live and do some comments into their comment section. The live chats. What? Oh, put just reading a few of these comments. Yep. So Tuatea, people agreeing with those ones. The other question is, who is going to be the first international? Who will be the first international paddler? Will it be other than Manutea? Obviously, he's spent a majority of his life in Tahiti, but you know, other than that, will it be a Kiwi paddler? Will it be the Brazilian paddler? Is there a Rapa Nui paddler there? You know, is there a Japanese paddler there? You know, who will be the first? Be interesting to see. And will there be any super late kicks from some of these top paddlers? Oh, here we go. 5 minutes ago. Yep, so Tuatea is, you know, this footage of him coming past the basically coming past Arue, or coming up to Tombo Duroa, he is putting the hammer down. So that was 5 minutes ago. They still have about 20 minutes or 25 minutes to go. So this video is showing, yep, Raihere and Hotu, second and third. And then let's see if they show who was sitting in fourth and fifth behind them. Oh, I missed that one. Who was that? There was one more. Kind of missed that. Manutia fifth. Tupuria sixth. Keone and Kevin is there, but Kevin just seems a little bit out of reach, I think. Looking just a little bit out of reach, passing Keone there, but hey, still enough for him to do it. There's Keith looking determined to get a good placing. Profit, a little bit of boat wake there. Breeze. Yorama. See, Virirua falling right back. Yeah. Hey, who knows? The storm might bring enough of a like some big surf towards the end for some changes to happen, but those three are looking pretty comfortable up the front there and looking strong. Like they're putting the hammer down, whereas a little bit labored towards the end there. A little bit labored for some. No, there's definitely surf there for sure. Yeah. Nah, this feed is. I want to say there's only been what 10% of the race itself of actual footage of this feed. The other footage has been just videos sent in. It's a little bit disappointing. Boys commenting on my comment. Now they're talking about me. Yeah, I remember that. I did a V1 clinic way back. I want to say it was as early as 2013 or maybe seven. Oh, not that early. 2015, 16 or 17, maybe when he was starting things up. And so it's pretty cool. The V1 that he shared across Hawaii is pretty awesome. Be cool to see more Hawaiians get across for the Te Aitoa for sure. Get off those OC1 rudders. Oh, 3 minutes. Here we go. Another video.
Open homme, dernière course de cet Aito 2025. Attention si toi t'es à
Damn, it's getting, that storm has really caught up with them. And it's throwing a spanner in the mix. It's looking like, is that Tutiari'i starting to pull in the front? Big surf. Manutia still pushing there, but it's getting hectic. Looks like the leads is changing a lot, and Keanu is catching up too. So a good cap staying a little bit wide and catching the big groundswell is important here, especially if you have to go around that red marker. The current will be coming out of the pass, so it actually gets harder to surf. But yep, there's Kevin. I'm not surprised he's out there, but Keith is still on his tail. Probably a little bit out of reach to catch those front guys, but I think the front guy's lead could change. I think by that look, it looks like Titiari'i could steal the win potentially. I couldn't see enough, but can Tutiari'i steal the win from Tupuria in the final few kilometers? If you look at how strong Tutiari'i was in his comeback in the Kaiwi solo towards the end when that headwind hit, it looked like Kevin had it safely in the bag, but Tutiari'i caught up so fast and so quickly that it actually showed that maybe, like, if Kevin didn't get that lead in the surf, Tutiari'i would have been hard to beat. So I want to go back to the beginning of this video again to see. So it looks like, based on this video, Tupuria surfed really far in, whereas Hotu has stayed really far wide. And either or can pay off in this run. Usually a wider line pays off, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tutiari'i ends up in the lead, turning into Taone based on his line. Far out. Remember, the Timmies were doing well in that slightly smaller water, but the bigger volume canoe of the Whai and the Huritawa with Kioni have caught up pretty quickly with the change in weather. So exciting. I know I'm talking to a video. It's not actually a live. Sorry, guys, but yeah, just a bit of insight to what I'm following here and what I'm seeing. They might be sending these videos more frequently as they get a bit closer to town and maybe reception gets a bit better. That's what I'd like to hope anyway. What's this? Chris va devant. Oh, someone's just telling him to go ahead and go in there, otherwise you'll miss the pass because of the rain. Let's wait for the first at the Red Beacon entrance pass. Yeah, I reckon it's Tutiari'i. Just based on what I seen just then. Man, this is exciting. As you can tell. Still have 12 loyal followers of the stream. Appreciate you guys. Maybe next time I will actually get the rights to display the feed myself. But let's hope they have a feed. It's a bit better than this next time round, eh? But maybe I'll be able to do like other races like the Kaiwi solo or something. And, if I can get I've pretty much learned how to do it. So it's just a matter of getting it done. Again, I'm going to say it for the fifth time, but the rain from that storm will be helping out our Kiwi paddlers for sure. Cool them off a little bit because that race gets hot. There's more Are Tahiti advertisements and Aloha Aito advertisements than the race footage itself. But hey, we take what we can get. It's free. Tutiari Huatua on the Whaiva'a. Can he make it happen? I think he can. He's known in previous Hawaii Nui solos when the surf is massive. He flies, and I think it's his weight. Like he's just the perfect weight for it. Big surf conditions because he doesn't take on a lot of water. I think. Getting to the point where I'm thinking, what is for lunch? Because paddled 20 k's and I haven't eaten anything. I had a banana actually before I jumped on here, but definitely need to get some fluids back in. So they're talking about what's happening, but they haven't actually seen the footage that I've seen, and it actually looks like Tutiari is coming for it. I'm gonna go on their feed again and comment. So I just commented on Ocean Paddler live stream to prompt a little bit of kōrero. And I just come across Mitch's comment saying Sonic best canoes in New Zealand. Yep. Won all the races, that one. The old Sonic. It's not bad. It's a good canoe. Okay, here we go. What did I say? What did I say? Tutiari. Tutiari, bro. He did it. Tutiari. He pipped Tuatia for the win. That's crazy. And I think this is the first time Tutiari has won the Te Aito. Don't get me wrong, he has won the Super Aito. He won the Super Aito back in 2017 as a junior, but he's never won since. Today, he wins the Te Aito. Shucks, and the thing that helped him, that storm was his tupuna. That was his tupuna coming to help him get that win, because I think without that wind, without that surge, that wide line wouldn't have worked out the way that it did. But you seen Tuatia was in the lead, comfortable, but he surfed in quite close, but the big swell stays out wide. And when that storm came through, there was enough of a runway for him to make the most of it and get that lead and take it. Not by much, by the looks. Not by much. Crazy. Someone's just sent me the arrival. It's crazy.
Sur la course des Open.
So Kareem, the bro Kareem just sent me the arrival, but I can't open it, so I haven't got super confirmation that it's Tutiari, but that's what they announced on Ocean Paddler TV 2. I did tell someone that it's going to be one of those OPT boys. They're teammates. Tuatia, Tutiari. Hitiroa was in the mix. They've just got their culture going. Oh, man, can we just get confirmation, please? Because I'd hate to be praising Tutiari and he didn't even win. But somebody sent through that it was Tutiari, Tuatia, and I forget the third that they just said, but it might have been Hutui Tere, Puroi. Come on. Surely someone can just make a phone call to them and just confirm the placings. Anyway, thanks for sticking around, guys, and watching the live feed with me. Not much of a live feed to watch, but hopefully you got some insights into the Te Aito 2025. I just want to wait until there's confirmation of the winner, so that otherwise I'll have to delete this whole stream if I was to stop it now. And it just has me praising someone that may not have won, but I'm pretty certain it was potentially Tutiarii. But based on that last footage, which still looked like it had 10 minutes to go, I could. It's quite funny, eh? Like you can almost predict what's the momentum of the race, what's happening, and just the way that Tutiarii closed that gap, I wasn't really surprised on, you know. So there. Oh, what happened? So Ocean Paddler TV have just finished their live, so it's just me now, and I'm gonna say that Tutiarii first and Tuatea second. Can't remember exactly who was third. Maybe Rahere or Hotu i Tere Purui. But we'll just go with that. If that's the truth, you will be watching this video, or you'll be able to see this video in after the live is ended. If it's not the truth, then I'll likely take the video down, because I don't want the video to remain, online and people thinking that Tutiarii won the Te Aito 2025 when it was someone else. But if it was him, congratulations. Anyway, congratulations to everyone, to the winner, to everyone that raced, the men, the women, the juniors, everyone. It's a massive feat. It's a massive effort, and hopefully be there next year myself. Sure. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Kia ora. Figure out how to stop this thing now.